Ah, yes, the ancient art of suburban warfare. Forget swords and shields. In this neighborhood, the deadliest weapons are clipboards and passive-aggressive emails. Most wars in my neighborhood were fought with flowers and bylaws. Our HOA president, Marlene Strauss, was the kind of person who laminated warnings and posted them on your front door for leaving out the trash bin 5 minutes past pickup. Her lawn was a clipped chlorophyll manifesto. Her soul, I assumed, was paved in HOA clauses. I moved into the neighborhood 3 years ago. Quiet cul-de-sac, good schools, and an HOA that, on paper, seemed harmless. Until I met Marlene. Within 2 weeks, I had 4 violation notices. Grass height exceeds 3 inches. Unauthorized porch lighting color. Non-warm tone. Holiday decor exceeding 30-day limit. Non-compliant mailbox font. Times New Roman. It was laughable. Until it wasn't. Because every violation came with a fine. And every fine came with Marlene's passive-aggressive signature. With neighborhood pride, HOA President Strauss. I tried diplomacy. Brought cookies to a board meeting. They were ignored. I offered to join the landscaping subcommittee. Declined. It was clear. Marlene ran this HOA like a royal court, and I was peasant class. The final straw? She fined my neighbor, an elderly widow named Grace, for having faded garden gnomes. Gnomes her late husband painted. Marlene had the gall to remove them when Grace didn't comply. I snapped. Quietly. Revenge wasn't going to be loud. It was going to be administrative. I started with the bylaws. I requested the full HOA charter and amendment history. As a homeowner, I was entitled. Marlene stalled. I filed a formal records request. It took 3 certified letters, but I got it. The first thing I noticed? Half the policies Marlene enforced weren't passed via quorum. Several had no vote record. One clause, the mailbox font rule, was inserted without date or signature. I dug deeper. Our HOA bylaws required annual elections. Marlene had been interim president for 5 years. No elections held. No calls for nomination. No posted ballots. I found neighbors who didn't know we could vote. I hosted a barbecue. I called it Civic Saturday, free brisket, lawn games, a printout of HOA rules with red annotations, like a teacher grading lies. People were furious. Grace cried when she saw a photo I had included, her gnomes in the HOA storage shed, tucked behind broken banners and an unused popcorn machine. We organized. 4 of us filed an injunction to suspend all HOA fines until a proper election could be held. The court granted it, pending review. Marlene was livid. She emailed the neighborhood warning about misinformation campaigns. So I posted screenshots, her email contradicting her own violation policy, her signature on a denied appeal, next to a clause that stated, "No decision may be made without board consensus." Then came the meeting. Annual. Mandatory. For the first time, people actually showed up. We brought our own chairs. Grace sat front row. When it came time for, quote, community concerns, I raised my hand and read aloud the list of infractions Marlene had falsely enforced. People gasped. Someone booed. Then I nominated myself for president, and 3 others for board seats. Marlene tried to shut it down, claimed the bylaws required prior notice. But I held up the charter, highlighted in yellow. Any member may nominate or be nominated during annual meeting for any officer position, provided quorum is met. We had 42 homes. 39 were present. The vote was unanimous. Marlene didn't even vote for herself. Her final act as president was a hasty walkout, muttering something about, ungrateful lawn criminals. The next week, we reversed 87 fines. Returned Grace's gnomes. We found out Marlene had been funneling HOA funds into decor budget for her front lawn, almost $2,000 a year. We reported it. She was fined, ironically. The twist? The mailbox font? It was based on her favorite lifestyle blogger, a woman who, I later found out, had publicly disavowed HOA culture and moved to a tiny cabin in Oregon. Marlene now lives 2 neighborhoods over. No HOA. Her lawn? Dead. Okay, first of all, Marlene, this woman didn't just drink the HOA Kool-Aid, she was running the factory. Laminated warnings? In Times New Roman? Girl, at least oppress me in Helvetica. And the mailbox font rule that wasn't just petty, that was bespoke pettiness. Like, imagine enforcing typography as a weapon of mass annoyance. This is the kind of energy that gets you cast as the villain in a Netflix docuseries called The HOA from Hell. But my favorite part? The Civic Saturday barbecue coup. Free brisket as a political weapon? Genius. You didn't just topple an HOA dictator. You did it with potato salad in one hand and a highlighter in the other. That's democracy, baby. Also, the dead lawn ending? That's not just karma, that's horticultural justice. Grace got her gnomes back, the fines were nuked, and Marlene is now somewhere out there, staring at her crispy grass, wondering where it all went wrong. Not the a-hole. This is the first HOA story where the hero wins and serves brisket. 10 out of 10 would attend your barbecue coup. I like to imagine Grace's gnomes coming back like battle-hardened veterans. Chipped paint, 1,000-yard stares, ready to defend the lawn. Times New Roman is the Comic Sans of pretentious people. HOAs can be fine when run ethically. But this is exactly why transparency and elections matter. You saved your neighborhood from a petty tyrant. Honestly, I think the dead lawn is the most satisfying plot twist I have read all week. And that, my friends, is how you dethrone an HOA overlord with brisket, receipts, and righteous pettiness. If you have got your own neighborhood war story, drop it below. The spicier the better. I am stocking up on popcorn.